Hey guys, welcome to the Shawn Linton Show. I'm your host, Dr. Linton. I hope you're alright, and we are actually excited because we have got a lot of topics, and I would just like you to know all the subscribers here. There is another page onto YouTube that is called Good Morning TV something. You will see a dove. It's a dove with a with a leaf in his mouth. You can subscribe in that channel also because it's exactly a dove, and very nice dove with a leaf in his mouth, something like what Noah sent out when the dove came back. That is the exemplification. Now I would like you to subscribe because you have a lot more video on that. Marlon is my you would say media minister for this page, you know, and he's such a good, I'm telling you, I've got lots of respect for his work and also his tenacity and his just his accuracy in coming and getting this thing up in time. With the other page, most of them are editorial. This person specializing in a deeper level of editing or of media, and so this is the reason why we have page, because I don't like several different pages because you got to prevent against fraud and these things. So but you have the information. What I would like to talk to you about today is the video is called Setting the Record Straight to the point. This is my story. You know, I'd just like to talk to you very briefly on Shawn Linton. You know, I because of exactly of the job I do, and the job I do as a, you would say, a life coach, humanitarian, as a mentor, a business mentor, as a inspirational and motivational speaker, you know, and a ministry personality. You know, my job is to make sure that I'm honest. You know, I've been speaking now for a very long time, and I must tell you that I'm never dishonest to the people, because we've got a lot of that in Christendom. I take my job very seriously in being explicitly and clear to the people. Firstly, I must say that when you come from a religious Christian perspective, you're not given the mandate because of from your mind or your philosophy, not even your opinion. You are coming from the Bible's perspective, what God says. And as a human person, we all are working to fulfill that very one mission, and is to exemplify and to symbolize in the earth the typology of what God has instructed for us. Now, in a transition and transitional process to that level, that's how your story is developed. That's how your story is developed. That's how you are able to overcome, or if you allow it for you to go under, then you will. But every individual, and I would like you to know that it doesn't matter if you're white or black or Chinese, or you're from Asia, or you're Asian, or it doesn't matter what race you're from, Caribbean, wherever you are from in the world, as a human being, there is a responsibility that you have to be able, or in order for you to be accountable for your purpose. And you have to go through. You must go through. What are you going through? You will go through the fire. You will go through a situation that you feel you ain't gonna live. You know, it's just that's very tough, very hard. And every human, every now and then, if you're called for purpose, not everybody, you know, even though I believe that every human being, but we must understand this. In the Bible, it is written according to rank, and according to rank is not talking necessarily about how earthly people deem personality or professionalism. It is talking about for the purpose, for what he has given, to whom he has given for what he has given and the reason for what is given. That is what it is talking about. So because of your purpose and what you have been given to exemplify in the earth realm, you have to pay the price for that. You have to go through. And especially sometimes if you're young and you are not agreeable, and we know it's God, and you may say, well, why shouldn't I be agreeable? But it depends on how and where you are. But that starts from honesty, you know. So my journey started a very long time ago. You know, we spoke about the loss with my great grandparents. You know, God bless them. They're such an example ambassador, and they did a whole lot. You know, my grandparents, very influential community people, and still are. You know, my mom, I would never ever have been here without my mom. Beautiful, not only beautiful in face and physical appearance, but also in her ways. She treats all children like her own. She gave me the best knowledge, education, give me wrong even when I was right, you know, just in order for people, for the neighbor's children not to feel left out. So I give my love and respect and the gratefulness to God for a mom like that. And I thank God for my church parents also, and mentors that have actually mentored me and keep me on that straight and narrow. I just would like to believe that I was not one of the one that gave a lot of trouble growing up, maybe, you know. But I remember talking in church when I was 3, 4, 5. I was always a bit advanced, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you know, people said, but how do you do it? I don't really know. You know, I just know that I'm gifted in that area and something just come over me and I've got to give. It's nothing that I've trained or to do. Even now at my age, I still don't know. I just know that it is God's, and that is all that I do. And my job and responsibility is to keep it pure, keep it clean, protect it, and keep it from corruption, and keep it. And I can put my hands up and said, from the years that I'm ministering, there has never been a desecration or a fact that I felt that, you know, I've conned the people, lied to the people, not telling, I've never, I thank God for that. You know, but, you know, being brought up, you know, in my teenage stage, I was preaching all over this country, in my 20s all over. And I remember, as I said, I took a little break, you know, just very privately, because I was writing a book and I was doing all of that. And I had a lot on, and I wasn't the one to stop, you know, I wasn't the one to stop. Now, I've got a business that is called the House of Yvonne Marie, that is my mom's, you know, and with that I used to, as I said to you before, model. I am from a very academic entertainment family background. So I dance, I act, you know, but acting is my strong bit. I just get the dancing because it's made that genes, you know, side of the family. And I do a bit of a comedian, you know what I mean? But I don't really sing. My cousins, my mom and so forth sing, but I don't sing. And I took a little break to find out how do I match this up, you know, and I had made a lot of investment working with the House of Yvonne Marie, which I am the CEO. And it got to a stage where I lost a lot of contracts, money, because I was trying to fit. I just never had it in my mind. How do is it right as a Christian? And I wasn't even doing anything illegal or anything wrong. It was just a purely spiritual matter where God is concerned. And so I went through that sort of a dark period and a process to find out how is it I get to that, to get over, to be able to be on the red carpet and to be proud that I'm a Christian, you know. So when we talk about, I was never out of a job. I've always have a job. Let's get this straight. I was never ever in need. I was always in work. And money, I was never in need of money or had money worries or troubles. My business, however, lost a lot of money, you know. And when you see me on Facebook kicking off, I was asking my business what I've lost for that. And when you are going through a lot of stress and you kick off a lot and so on, when people especially attack you, so you flip. So that is where we were coming from a business, not personal. Personal was all right, but business wise, I never know where I stood as a business, only as a business. That was the reason why I stepped down as a CEO. So I was not taking contract. I was not doing production. I was not doing entertainment. I was not doing talk show. I left my radio show. I was not doing a whole lot of stuff. That was the pure reason was that I wanted to find my place. I did not sign a lot of contracts. I got into trouble with people on purely contractual basis and agreement basis. And so on. So that is my story. Finding the place to understand that God has made the earth and God has given people gift and talent. And I'm so glad that I'm in the place now whereby I can say that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. And I can educate people. I'm having a seminar very soon that is the empowerment of a diversity of gift, whether it's in academia or entertainment or skills, and teaching the people and giving the people the skills and the capability and the strength to move after what God has called you to be. And don't be ashamed, because what you are, who you are, was before the foundation of the world. And that is all I was talking about. I was kicking off because people were inboxing me about some rudeness. People were kicking off at me, and I just kick off. That's all it was about. No, you won't find anything skeletal in my closet. You won't find anything illegal. You wouldn't find no trick. You wouldn't find nothing like that. Entertainment work one day, and I tell my experience in what I did and the people I met. That's one day. In the future, if a book is presented to me, a book deal or some other privileges. But for now, I'd just like you to know, to set the record straight, there was no skeleton in my closet. There was no other deep in secret that some people might want to. Nothing like that. It was just a assurance that I was showing, and I really was very cautious in not letting the church put to shame. I would come out in the public to say that I'm no longer, this has got nothing to do with it, but I would never want the church to be blamed for any error. So I really wanted to be sure of what I was doing, even though what I was doing wasn't wrong. But I want to be sure as a contract, as a movement, as something that I represent, that it was sure, because you understand when you have a responsibility, it has to be taken very serious. There was nothing sex, there was nothing secret, there was no nothing like that. It was pure work. You see what I'm trying to say? But I would like all my subscribers and other people coming in to understand that we were bringing in more stuff. The talk show in London, other program that I would like you to view in, and we'll be empowering you to move, to go towards the dream that you were destined and created to be without any doubt. Move, and move with skill and power, being proud and holding your head up, because we are always setting and keeping it straight with you. I say to you today, never give up your dreams, no matter what. I stepped down. It was just a road that I had to go through. You may have been through the same, but I would like you to know, don't you dare give up. I'm here to empower you and to inspire you. Thank you.